The Empire State Building being built in 13 to 20 months' time can't be matched today.
We're living in the world that the Empire State Building construction made.
You look up and you look at the grandiosity of it and you think, my God, how did they make this? This is what American greatness is capable of.
Controversial high-speed rail project continues, and that's despite ongoing funding issues and delays.
So, dramatic new look on Manhattan's West Side. Hudson Yards officially now open.
The 2nd Avenue subway is a laughing stock of mass transit. That's because it took so long to start phase 1. How long? Nearly half a century.
There it is. It's open for business.
I'm Carol Willis, and I'm the founder, director, and curator of the Skyscraper Museum, where we are right now. The U.S. invented the skyscraper, and it was the architecture and engineering, but the business climate in particular, that drove buildings to multiply, but also to stretch out in their heights. And the 1920s was the period when that happened, because 1920s was the boom period in New York. It was the expansion of all kinds of businesses. It was the enlargement of the population of the cities. But of course, 1931 was the beginning of the long, slow slide into the Great Depression.
The financial house of cards collapses, and the overinflated stock market plunges into a Great Depression.
The Empire State Building construction started in 1930 and finished in early 1931.
It symbolized not just to New Yorkers the pride in that building, but the kind of American image of the can-do spirit of rising above the challenge.
I'm Phil Ehrenstein. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Dirac. We basically automatically generate assembly instructions for manufacturers. We are based in the Empire State Building here in New York City. We were growing out of our old office, and we were thinking, what office could possibly symbolize what American greatness means to us? And we thought the Empire State Building is the pinnacle of this. Like, what better place to help rebuild the American empire than from its Capitol building in its capital city?
Really, the genius of the Empire State Building is the coordination of the team. And the Starrett brothers and Eakin were very experienced in building tall buildings. In fact, they had gotten their start in the war industries. So that experience of the organizing of men and materials and time put them almost in a class by themselves, because there was no class like the Empire State Building team and the challenge of the Empire State Building.
It was designed and built very rapidly, even for that era when buildings were in general being built pretty quickly.
So this is actually the Starrett brothers' notebook of their record of building the Empire State to help people understand their accomplishments. Within just 20 months' time, the Empire State Building was designed, engineered, erected, and ready for tenants. Within this time, the architectural drawings and the plans were prepared, the foundations and the grillages were dug and set. Some 57,000 tons of steel were fabricated and milled to precise specifications. 10 million common bricks were laid. More than 62,000 cubic yards of concrete were poured. 67 elevators were installed and 7 miles of shafts. At peak activity, 3,400 workers were employed on the site, and the frame rose at more than a story a day. No comparable structure has ever since matched that rate of ascent.
There were a lot of folks who back then wanted to build something great. They wanted to throw their hands into something. They wanted to find meaning in building something great. And that sentiment, that mentality is what drove the United States in the first half of the 20th century.
We don't build height record breakers all the time, although there have been a number built in recent decades. People see the end result. They see a building built. They don't necessarily see how it was built.
Part of the fame of the Empire State Building is surrounded by this series of photographs of the workers, most particularly the romantic view of the Sky Boys, where an iron worker would be riding a derrick, a crane, just a piece of steel and a big steel ball up into the sky, so these silhouetted, rather godlike against the heavens.
And that is what the Empire State Building represents. People standing on steel girders, trying to build something great. And we don't really have that as an element of the American spirit as much anymore.
We've advanced the ability to construct these soaring, extraordinary giants well beyond what would have been capable with the technology of the 1930s, but the time it takes to construct them is much longer.
The reason this building was able to be built so fast is because we had an enormous lack of regulation. Since the 1970s, the overregulation in construction of buildings has radically reduced the likelihood that you can build anything as great or as quickly as the Empire State Building. The zoning and restrictions and bureaucracy has been so stifling over the past 20, 30, 40 years that it forces people to literally net new expand the island of Manhattan to add new buildings to it, which is what Hudson Yards actually is. American greatness was founded upon our capacity to build. Building great things at scale is fundamental to who we are as Americans. If the building I'm spending my life in is not inspirational, I'm going into this gray, soulless blob. It takes away a key contributing factor to what inspires greatness.
People have been building monuments and building large structures as long as people have been building. The Empire State Building was the tallest in the world when it was built. Our idea of large has changed over the centuries. Whatever it is innate. It's not part of our society particularly. It's something that people do when they build.
But to experience them with all of the romance of the word skyscraper, not a high rise or a tall building, it's a skyscraper. It's that aspect of the romantic that balances the rationality that really drives the creation of these buildings.
I'm excited for the next generation of American builders, a bunch of young 20-somethings who are tired of regulation, who are going out and building something difficult with their hands. There are a ton of manufacturing startups spinning out all over the country. I think a large center point of it is out in El Segundo. We're seeing a lot of it pop up on the East Coast as well. What I'm excited to see is that people have stopped taking no for an answer.